Good evening and welcome to Have I Got News For You, now under new Labour, so a sparkling new format, a brand new set and much bigger stars, although we're not quite sure how we're going to pay for it. In the news this week, at the state opening of Parliament in Lithuania, there's slight embarrassment as Black Rod oversleeps again. At Manchester Airport, the last protester is removed from the site of runway 2 as bailiffs eject Swampy's pet ant. And authorities on the Isle of Man hear rumours that there's a homosexual on the incoming ferry. On Paul Merton's team is a man who, as head of Channel 5, has a punishing schedule, having to retune at least 15 videos a day. Greg Dyke. And with Ian Hislop tonight is Channel 5's new chat show host, who last Tuesday, we're told, received his first pair of knickers through the post. Then what he orders from Freeman's catalogue is his own business. Jack Docherty. Good evening. Much like Channel 5, the first round is somewhat unclear, but with time some of you may pick it up. Major events of the week to identify. Paul and Greg, what's the story?
That's the Blair's going for a walkabout. He's forgotten his keys. You would get, he's saying to him there. The Queen. Opening of the new parliamentary term.
And what did the Queen have to say in her speech?
Lots of things, really. My government will do this and my government will do that. Usual things. She does it quite regularly, this sort of stuff.
Yes, but there were one or two breaks with tradition this year.
Yes, for the first time she did magic balloon tricks, where she...
I was thinking more...
She turned to the one in the House of Lords, pick a card, any card, she did all that stuff.
And there was a ban on one or two things.
Oh, there was a ban on handguns. Are you referring to that?
No, I'm not, but there was.
Well, what are you referring to? I might be able to help you out, because otherwise I won't know what you're talking about, you see.
Kind of hoping you might tell me, but...
why should I tell you what you already know? What would be the point of that?
It's the idea of a quiz, Paul. It's been going on for...
Oh, is this the quiz section? I thought we were just having a bit of a chat before the real sort of head-to-head stuff started.
Yes.
What do you want to know?
And there were, well, I was sort of hoping you might allude to another way in which Blair had broken with tradition this week, which is nothing to do with the health.
Well, they're going to Prime Minister's question time.
Yeah.
That's down to half an hour once a week.
He's going to introduce a general knowledge round. Can I ask the Prime Minister what the capital of Peru is?
And then they're going to play Spot the Tory. It's just, it's more fun-loving.
I'll give you your points for that. It is, what is the capital of Peru?
Lima.
Is the right answer. It is the state opening of Parliament, which signalled a new informal style of government. Black Rod banged 3 times on the door to signify the arrival of the monarch at the Palace of Westminster, then shouted, "Tony, the Queen's here, I'll send her round the back." Ian and Jack.
OK, well, that's Anne Widdecombe, stylish lady. That's, what's his name? Lewis. Derek Lewis. On a first date. Anne Widdecombe's breakfast? Is it? And there's Howard, there, lovely man, Michael Howard, supported by his loyal team in the... Yes, Anne Widdecombe, she said something about she loves Michael Howard. It's nothing personal. It's not because she thinks he's a total arse in any way.
Right.
But she's come out against him being leader, and he responded by leaking a story that she wanted to shag Lewis, and he was looking after her and giving her chocolates and wooing her. And then she said, "Oh, but you're like a creature of the night," and like Dracula, which seems a bit unfair to Dracula. And then, and then he said, "Na na 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 na," and then Anne Widdecombe went like that, and it's a spat.
I'm not sure about the na-na-na-na-na.
Oh, they did say
or shagging, but the rest of it...
Basically, she says that he behaved badly in sacking the man who's in charge of the prisons. But given that a whole lot of IRA men had just escaped, it seemed perfectly reasonable to sack Derek Lewis for being useless. I think Howard should have been sacked, and Anne Widdecombe. They should all have been sacked.
Yes, you got the answer right. This is the row between Anne Widdecombe and Michael Howard, dubbed the Fight of the Living Dead. When she was questioned recently, Anne Widdecombe said, I am toothy, I am dumpy, I am ugly, I am overweight. What the hell? At which point the questioner said, actually, Scylla, I think I'll go for number 3 instead. On Newsnight this week, Jeremy Paxman tried to discover the truth about whether Michael Howard had ever threatened to overrule Derek Lewis by asking Mr. Howard 1 or 2 questions. Well, 1 question to be precise. A lot.
Did you threaten to overrule?
I was not entitled to instruct Derek Lewis, and I did not instruct him. And
Did you threaten to overrule
the
him?
truth of the matter is that Mr. Marriott was not suspended.
Did you
I did
threaten
not
to overrule him?
I did not overrule Derek
Did
Lewis.
you threaten to overrule him?
I took advice on what I could or could not
Did
do.
you threaten
and
to
I
overrule
acted stupidly in accordance with that advice. I did not overrule Derek
Did you
Lewis.
threaten to
Mr.
overrule him?
Marriott was not suspended.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
I have accounted for my decision to dismiss Derek Lewis.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
Before the House of Commons.
I note you're not answering the question whether you threatened to overrule him.
The important aspect, which is very clear to bear in mind.
I'm sorry, I'm going to be
Is this-
frightfully rude, but...
Yes, you
but
could.
Yes
put
or
the
no.
question, and I
It's a
will
straight
give
yes or
you.
no
I will give
answer.
you an
Did
answer.
you threaten to overrule him?
I discussed this matter with Derek Lewis.
I think we'll take that as a yes. Paul and Greg, a slight departure for you.
That's that plane.
40 door,
Yeah, that plane with the 40 door, where the air hostess held the door open, shut, heard it shut, shut, and they radioed back to Gatwick and said, look, this door looks like it's going to open, and Gatwick said, no, it's not going to open, let it go. So they let it go, and it nearly opened. So they then shut it again and turned the plane round and came back to Gatwick with the stewardess hanging onto the door handle.
Virtually right, yes.
Is it just standard on EasyJet, £39 to Edinburgh?
But you have to hold on to the door.
You want a drink? Get one.
But also, there was a hint of the danger prior to that happening. Did you read about that?
No, what happened?
Well,
This is remarkably like Jack and Nori.
well, I'll tell you a story. The door warning light had actually been going on for 6.
No!
It had. 6 out of the 7 days prior to the incident.
6 out of 7 days.
Prior to the incident.
What was the plane's name? Was it Bobby?
British Airways has also been in the news for something else this week.
They've been flying planes to places without them turning round.
No, they're changing their logo.
Really?
Oh, like
To what?
the BBC.
Like the BBC. Right. Well, how about Channel 5? Do you think they should change that? I mean, they
No,
can
they've only just
relaunch
got
the
one.
station. They
Only
might
just
as
got
well
one, really.
relaunch the logo as well.
Well, you haven't got to relaunch the station yet, but the logo's fine.
Right.
It'll be all
And
right.
it gets the message across, doesn't it? 5, 5, 5. 5 viewers. Cheap.
Yes, this is the story of the BA Jumbo jet, which was forced to return to Gatwick after one of the doors started to open at 20,000 feet. The captain eventually decided to fly back to Gatwick and jettison nearly 50 tons of aviation fuel over France. Nothing to do with the emergency, it was just for a laugh. And finally, Ian and Jack, your move.
This is Gary Kasparov, and that's a computer. That's Kasparov losing. And he's lost.
It's the first instance of a machine outwitting a human being, other than my dad and the video recorder.
Yeah, mine too.
Is that what he tells you when you're on?
It's broken doggery, it's worse than that. He can't get it. Who can? I might as well join in.
When Channel 5 were doing all that retuning, one retuner went to somebody's house and found, to retune the video, and found a sausage stuck in the back of the video. And they said, why have you got a sausage stuck in the back of the video? And he said, well, it only worked when I kept my finger there and I got bored.
I suppose we're lucky it was just a sausage.
That is the secret of how to get Channel 5. That is the chairman of Channel 5 who's just told you. Stick a sausage in the back. Meanwhile, back at Garry Kasparov's defeat...
Yeah, what do you want to know? He got beaten.
Yeah, and...
He accused them of cheating.
And who was sponsoring the machine?
Lurpak.
IBM.
IBM is the right answer, yes. Although Lurpak was an excellent guess.
I'm pretty up on this internet stuff, I tell you.
What are the advantages it has over humans in a chess match, do you know?
None.
Quite a lot, actually. It can consider 200 million positions at a time.
Sounds like David Mellor.
I didn't know there were 200 million positions. I can think of 4. And one of them involves a horse.
This is the news of Garry Kasparov's defeat, beaten by a computer called Deeper Blue. At an ill-tempered press conference, Kasparov said it did nothing for chess or computer science, while Deeper Blue said printer error in disk mode, abort retry or fail. IBM threw a wild celebration party, after which Deeper Blue was caught in a hotel room with a sleek new laptop and a couple of Game Boys. And at the end of that round, the scores are as different as chalk and chalk, both sides having just 4. Our second round this evening, for 1 week only, deals with the irresistible world of supermarket special offers. What's going cheap and what's going wrong is the question. Paul and Greg, no prizes for guessing the product here.
Pineapples. I saw this a few months ago. I can't quite remember the details of it though. It was that bloke there. I think it was Tesco's or somebody who if you bought so many bananas, they became, you didn't have to pay anything for them or something. And he started giving them away. But that doesn't make sense. But it was something like that.
The loyalty card. You got points for buying bananas on your loyalty cards.
That's
if you bought everything, then he got a pound or something.
Of bananas?
No, a pound in money. But he was that side, he thought, this will be good fun. I'll buy every banana. Loyalty cards and stuff.
Well, he actually noticed that through buying 3,000 bananas for £367, he would be awarded 8,000 Tesco Club Card points, which he could then trade in for vouchers worth £392, thereby yielding him a clear profit of 25 quid. Any idea what the world record is for eating bananas?
350 in 14 minutes.
3 in 8 days. I don't know, right? Tell us.
18 in a minute.
18 in 4 minutes was in fact the world record held by Nelson Silver.
Good Lord.
This is the Tesco Banana Bonanza offer, and Mr. Phil Calcott of Worcester. As Mr. Calcott wheeled out his trolley laden with 1/3 of a ton of bananas, one rather dim Tesco sales girl said, "Are you aware of our special offer on bananas?" Ian and Jack, not quite the real thing for you.
Pepsi?
Is it Pepsi or is it
Yeah, it's
is
blue
it Virgin?
things.
Oh, blue, blue. So it's not Virgin Cola.
Stealth bomber? No, it's not. It's a vertical takeoff plane, isn't it?
Take off. It's not the blue Pepsi can.
Yeah, they changed their image. Totally blue.
But about a year ago.
Topical news quiz?
Isn't this, I don't know, was it Tango or somebody? It was one company that said, as a promotional thing, if you collect all these ring pulls, you'll get a certain amount of prizes. And as a joke, they said something like, and if you collect 40,000 ring pulls, you can get a Harrier jump jet. And somebody did collect that number of ring pulls.
I remember now.
And then said, where's my Harrier jump jet?
Is the right answer.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually 7 million Pepsi stuff points that you needed in order to get your Harrier jump jet. Pepsi are now refusing to hand over the Harrier jet on legal grounds that it was just a joke. Pepsi, incidentally, is a disgusting drink that rots your teeth. That's just a joke, by the way. It's not the first time Pepsi have got into trouble with a marketing stunt. In 1993, Michael Jackson was dropped from a Pepsi campaign as the commercial required him to say he'd experienced the taste of a whole new generation. Which prize cock-ups mean the end of this second-place round, and the situation is that Ian and Jack are still several points short of a Harrier jump jet, trailing as they are 7-5. And so to the familiar, if gruesome, spectre of our odd one out round. Paul, your choice selection is Chris Patton, Will Pickford, Prince Charles, and the House of 1,000 Arseholes.
Well, Prince Charles has difficulty eating pizza. Will Pickford, I'm guessing then he's the founder of Pickford's Removals.
He is the founder of Pickford's Removals, yes.
Well, Chris Patton's leaving the governorship of Hong Kong, isn't he? So he's going to be needing the removal firm. House of 1,000 Arseholes.
It was originally called the House of 1,000 Portholes. I think you've added the local slang.
Yes.
It's in Hong Kong. It's the
I would presume
Jardine...
it was in Hong Kong, yeah.
It's the Jardine Matheson building.
It is.
I was there quite recently, sitting outside.
And,
I just mention it out of interest.
who were the other
Only
nine...
for a round of... Gosh, a man's been abroad. Blimey.
Who were the other 999?
Is it to do with Feng Shui?
You dirty sod. Is he allowed to say Feng Shui?
It's too late, he has. What do you mean by Feng Shui?
Well, it's this Chinese thing about buildings have to be built in a certain way to ensure good luck. So perhaps they've all had Feng Shui consultants in. The governor did when he moved in. Charles has one when he wanders around in his jalaba.
That's a garment.
They had one in when that building was built. But Pickford doesn't. He just whacks the stuff in, crockery and all. He says, oh, sorry, was it delicate?
Is astonishingly the right answer.
Unbelievable.
Prince Charles employed 2 Feng Shui experts to help drive a tormenting evil spirit out of Highgrove, but in the end she just settled for 17 million quid and cost her. Greg, your household names are Ken Hom, Nicholas Witchell, Hughie Green, and Vim Cock.
Well, it's been a big week for Hughie Green.
He died. You can't get much bigger than that.
Well, that was the week before he
right.
died. This was the week when it's been revealed that maybe he had a love child.
Oh, yes.
Have you not seen that? We have to be careful what we say about this, I suspect, because it's all sorts of people are threatening to sue. But it was alleged that Paula Yates was Hughie Green's daughter, and that Paula Yates didn't know, and woke up one morning this week to discover that Hughie Green was her dad.
Tough on Hughie.
Tough on the causes of Hughie.
Well, as for the others, now I think...
It looks like Ken Hom's trying to scrape Hughie Green's brains out.
Yeah, he's not going to find much, though.
No.
So,
And Vim Cock's going to beat him up, isn't he? It's a hard time.
now, Hughie, of course, did a lot of different shows, and one of them was that talent show,
Opportunity Knocks.
Opportunity Knocks. Now, I think Witchell was once on Opportunity Knocks.
What was his talent?
Reading the news?
No, no. No, I think as a boy he...
I think he was a boy performer, Nicholas Witchell, yeah.
I think he played a trumpet or something.
Trumpet,
something
yeah.
like that. And, but one of the other ones was also on Opportunity Knocks, and I don't think it was likely to be a Dutch politician. So for some reason or other, Ken Hom must have been on Opportunity Knocks.
Yeah.
So I think those 3 probably all appeared on Opportunity Knocks. As acts, or appeared altogether, and Vim Cock didn't.
Congratulations, Greg. That's one of the most inaccurate answers we've ever. The clue, if I have to give you one, which I think I do, is you, Paul. You could have been in this odd one out.
Oh, they're all arseholes.
Still worried about that joke, aren't you?
It's literary. It's a literary question.
A literary question, so it's... Well, I was going to say, it's something to do with books, then.
It's a book you're in.
Who's who?
Oh, Who's Who? Well, the odd one out is Nicholas Witchell, because he's not in Who's Who.
Is not even the right answer. having actually given it to you.
It's presumably Vim
Vim
Cock.
Cock's not in Who's Who.
The famous Vim Cock is certainly in Who's
Ken
Who.
Hom's not in Who's Who. No, Huey Green's
Green.
Huey Green. Because once you die, you come out of Who's Who, you go into Who Was Who.
It is, in fact, yeah, they're all new entries in Who's Who this year, except the late Huey Green, who, despite attracting record TV audiences for nearly 20 years, was never included, in fact, in Who's Who. According to Who's Who, Ken Hom's books include The Taste of China, The Cooking of China, Ken Hom's Chinese Kitchen, Ken Hom's Chinese Cookery, and Ken Hom's Encyclopedia of Chinese Cookery. His wife has also written a book entitled, For God's Sake, Ken, Can't We Just Have Pizza Sometimes? Jack, your unusual suspects are Herodotus, the Spice Girls, Marcia Clark, and the Labour Party.
Martha Clark was O.J. Simpson's lawyer, yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, no, prosecution in the O.J.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it films?
No, it's girl power, is it?
In what
Is it
way?
Herodotus big on girl power, was
No,
he?
he's the odd one out, because, like, the Labour Party now have got more women than ever before, girl power there. Spice Girls are banging on endlessly about girl power. She was a powerful girl, look at her, sturdy, muscly, powerful woman.
This is hopeless.
And Herodotus didn't rate women. Thought they were good for stag nights and making nibbles, but didn't rate them. So Herodotus not being a feminine is the odd one out.
They're all in films.
Just wait until Angus says this is correct. Before you tumble on. Angus, is it the girl power thing I've just...
Just say it.
No. Thank you. No.
This guy Herodotus, is it Herodotus?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Is he the only guy
Herodotus.
who's got a Cornish pasty for a beard?
Herodotus is the star of The English Patient.
His book is.
Well, yeah, the book's very, very good.
It revolves around one of the Spice Girls' achievements.
Oh, she's known as the father of history.
Is this Herodotus Spice you're talking about?
Herodotus Spice.
Margie Clark's the odd one out.
Why?
Doesn't matter, we haven't got time.
Well, I'm going to have to give you a point for that, because she is, in fact, although it is, in fact, Marcia Clark, not Margie.
Oh, Marcia Clark, yeah, Marcia.
The answer is that they've all written current bestsellers, apart from O.J. Simpson prosecutor Marcia Clark, whose book about the case has just had its print run cut. The Labour Party manifesto has shot up the bestseller charts in the days following the election, and Girl Power by the Spice Girls is set to sell 500,000 copies. The Spice Girls explain that the expression girl power sums up the attitude of any successful 90s woman, namely, if a man is giving you a hard time, you should just shout, "Get your dick out." So looking forward to seeing Harriet Harman at the dispatch box. And finally in this round, Ian, your wild bunch are Anne Widdecombe, Karl Marx, Ken Hom, and Sid Little.
Only one of them owns a dog.
Only one of them looks like a dog. No, I'm Karl Marx. Don't think I'm saying...
The
Can we have a clue?
Do you want a clue?
Double
Yes.
axe. Double axe.
Double axe.
Karl
double
Marx
axe.
and Engels.
Yeah.
Marx and Engels.
Sid Little and Eddie Large.
Karl Marx and Engels, I haven't seen their double act.
Comedy very good.
Hackney Empire?
Hackney Empire. Paper tearing.
Right. I have to say it's got nothing to do with double acts.
That's a shame. I said it with enthusiasm, though, didn't I?
Yes, it was enthusiastically said, but the clue, if I have to give you one, is radio.
Ah, yes, right. Karl Marx wrote a book, Das Kapital. There's a Capital Radio. Any point in going further on with this?
Probably not.
No,
Large radio.
Oh, yes, and endorse it, there's Radio Widdicombe.
None of these are correct. The answer is that they've all had the honour of reading Prayer for the Day at 6:20 on Radio 4, with the exception of Karl Marx, who obviously hasn't, as he was an atheist. He was also certified dead, of course, Karl Marx, years before the invention of radio, although that never stopped Jimmy Savile. Which radio news signals the end of this round for today, and the current position is that both teams are failing equally, sharing as they do a mean 8. And so to the frantic, undignified scramble that our Missing Words round so often descends into. The various headlines, excluding or not, some from this week's guest publication, Channel 5 magazine. Available at 60% of all good newsagents. So first up, Mandelson, I'm what?
Free?
I'm just a girl who can't say no.
Sporting reference?
I'm the sweeper.
Ooh.
The keeper.
The stopper.
I'm an overlapping fullback in the Terry Cooper mould. Who can't say no.
Yeah, sort of wing-back these days. No,
Yeah.
a goalkeeper is in fact the
I
right
said that, I
answer.
said the keeper.
Yes, you did. You can have one for a keeper. Next, Yogic Flyers, hoping for what?
Clear skies for bank holiday.
Own show. Mid-afternoon.
Channel 5. No.
In-flight movies.
No, a windfall profit is in fact the answer from the sale of their premises, a Grade 1 listed building. A lot of strange dents on the ceiling. Next, Channel 5 will add what to people's lives?
Spice.
Nothing.
Spice, spice, spice.
Another channel.
Wobbly pictures.
Spice.
Yeah.
Sausage in the back of your video.
Me!
Variety.
No,
Choice.
the extraordinary answer and illuminating answer is something. That's from the Channel 5 magazine, obviously. Next, Labour to make kids what?
Do homework.
Smaller, lovelier, healthier, happier, blah, 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 blah.
And every day will be the first day of
House
spring.
of chocolate.
Shut up.
No,
Speaks of father.
no, it's in fact save for pensions is the answer. A new government scheme whereby all school leavers immediately become pensioners, thereby bypassing middle age. And lastly, it's time for what?
Jack Docherty on Channel 5 at 11 o'clock show.
Is the right answer. Which valiant attempts, largely inaccurate, you'll notice, bring the final curtain down on tonight's amateur dramatics, and the scores reveal that this week's Flash in the Pans are Paul and Greg with 10, whilst this week's Bright Sparks are Ian and Jack with 12.
Hey.
And I leave you with news that in the Gobi Desert, the local neighbourhood watch scheme gets off to a promising start. There's great excitement at the launch of Thora Hurd's sexy new chat line. And at the Saudi Open, there's concern that the penalty for foul strokes is too harsh. Good night.